Vic, great to have you here.
Thank you.
Now, you've been doing this for, I guess, about 20 years, and when you started out, punk rock was the thing, but unlike a lot of punk groups, they seem to kind of sneer at everything that went before. It seemed early on, that you had a lot of other musical references. You weren't turning your back and saying everything that went before was crap. Is that the case? Or were you?
Well, we were into reggae, and that was all really, but we liked the New York Dolls and Velvet Underground, but that was it. Yeah. I mean, you couldn't find any records that we liked, so you had to go, you know, miles.
So, I mean, why didn't you like all these records? Was it just the current mood of the music scene?
Well, it's pretty obvious when you only need to mention the word Supertramp. I need to say no more.
Yeah, I think I know what you're saying. It's fairly logical. A logical song, a little pun there. Also, but since then you've embraced a lot of different kind of genres, like particularly logical song, Supertramp.
Oh, sorry.
See, you weren't a fan. I must have been a closet fan. But you've embraced things like soul and I guess swing music and things like that. Yeah. So what sort of music are you currently kind of digging?
But I don't rap or anything. I just listen to the beats and all that. Yeah, that's the music I spend all my money on.
And do you see any kind of link between like hip hop and like punk and R&B? Because they're all kind of quite street types of music. Is that what attracts you to music?
Well, I suppose they're not controlled by the music biz. You know, that helps.
Yeah, they become like more organic or something.
Get sold out of the back of cars and that.
And you've been making some music with Edwyn Collins recently. So what have you been up to? I mean, he's one of our local heroes.
I've got an album, Long Term Side Effects, that he produced 2/3 of. You know, that's what I've been working on. But that's what's out at the moment. But I'm also working with the Leopards on a new album.
Yeah, and working with people like Edwyn Collins and the Leopards, I guess we're both kind of generations of bands that must have been pretty influenced by your early records. So is it strange to now be working with guys who maybe partly started to make music with some of your records in their brain?
Well, especially when you listen to the early records that inspired them, it's even stranger, you know, but yeah, there must have been something there.
So do you think they've got a sort of different perception? I mean, is it easy for you to listen back to those old records?
I just wouldn't attempt it, you know, just wouldn't do it. It's, you know, more likely to listen to Supertramp.
Oh dear. Well, the logical song's a good place to start. Now, you've probably noticed that the guys in the band and myself and everyone in the BeatRoom, we don't need any style tips, but we know you at home are always looking out for what's new in the catwalk. And Angus Cool's over there finding out what's happening on the catwalk.
Okay, Douglas, I am very excited because I have got Emmanuel Percy, who is the latest fashion sensation to hit the catwalk, standing beside me here. Now, Emmanuel, you're just straight back from Milan.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
How did that go?
Well, it was marvellous, you know, yeah.
Okay, so I mean, where did you train?
I did my training in St Martin's quite a few years ago now, but alongside the lovely Jeff Banks, you know. And
the place to be then.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, we had a great time there. You know, it was down round about that time. You know, I was making clothes for my friends and that, and the parents, and I realised, you know, I could actually make quite a lot of money doing this, and I have actually.
Okay, now you've got a couple of models wearing your stuff today. We'll bring them on in a minute. But have you any advice to upcoming young designers?
Well, really, just be as arrogant and obnoxious as you can, really.
Right, okay, well I think we should bring on the models just now. So we have got Trudy and Miles.
Yeah, this is my latest collection. I call it Factory Chic. It's a kind of boiled down nuts and bolts, Kafkaesque come Orwellian sort of body sculpture, you know. I've been experimenting with different materials like metal and rubber and that, you know, and it's a kind of body wallpaper, really, you know.
Just leave it, Trudy, just leave it.
I've went for that kind of factory look, you know.
You've definitely got
sorry,
that.
I can't carry on. I feel stupid.
You made us look like really stupid here, you know that?
It's rubber gloves, because I'm covered in rubber gloves.
It's industrial. It doesn't look too comfortable for the models.
I've actually developed this amazing technique of crocheting with
I've got
wire.
a steel wool G-string on here.
Now, this is complete bollocks, by the way. Jeff Banks said you're a prat.
Right, I think we should move swiftly on now, and Emmanuel's career, I think, is hanging in the balance whilst we speak. So I think we should go over now to Douglas.
Well, it's the 25th anniversary of one of my all-time favourite movies, but when it came out the first time round, it wasn't exactly a hit. And I'm joined by Mark McLachlan, who's used to be a projectionist in Newton Stewart, where the film was made, and also Norman Blake of Teenage Fan Club. And the film we're here to talk about is The Wicker Man. Now, Mark, why do you think it wasn't a hit first time round?
It was never really marketed by the production company. They, in fact, buried the negatives in the motorway in an attempt to get rid of this film. It was too dangerous a film to release.
Yeah, there's also a bit of a story. Britt Ekland, there's a bit of a nudie scene in it, and there's a bit of a story that Rod Stewart allegedly tried to buy up the stuff and get even more of the film destroyed because of that.
Britt and Rod were an item back then, and the story was in the National Enquirer that he was keen on having his bird's breast removed from all prints. And an attempt was apparently made to buy up every available print. Now,
Norman, you actually called your lovely young daughter Rowan, and for those who haven't seen the film, Rowan Morrison is the girl who goes missing in the Wicker Man.
Yeah, that's right.
So, what's so special about the Wicker Man for you?
I don't really know. I mean, it's. I think the music, we've sort of been talking about the music earlier, and it's really quite unusual. You were saying earlier, there's a song every sort of 4 minutes or so, and whatever, you know. And I guess the way it's filmed as well, it's...
Yeah, well, you're going to be giving us a song from it, so I'm actually going to let you join Finlay on the stage and get set up for that song. Now, thanks, Norman. Mark, you're going to set up a Wicker Fest next year at Newton Stewart. What can we expect of that?
Well, hopefully we're going to have music and dance from the film, some screenings of the film, and recreate a Wicker Man. We're going to build a 60-foot Wicker Man and then torch him at the end of the festival.
And you're not going to actually have Edward Woodward getting burnt in that Wicker Man like he does in the film?
We have asked, but he's unavailable.
Oh, what a pity.
Indeed.
Well, anyway, as I say, Norman and Finlay are going to give us some music from that film. This is the opening song. I'm going to set the scene for you here. Edward Woodward, as the police sergeant, gets into his plane, starts flying off over beautiful Scottish islands, not knowing his fate has already been sealed. Norman and Finlay, take it away, please.
It was upon a Lammas night when corn rigs are bonny. Beneath the moon's unclouded light, I held a while to Annie. The time went by with careless heed, till tween the late and early. With small persuasion she agreed to see me through the barley. Corn rigs and barley rigs and corn rigs are bonny. I'll not forget that happy night among the rigs with Annie. The sky was blue, the wind was still, the moon was shining clearly. I set her down with life's goodwill among the rigs of barley. I kenned her heart was all gone down, I loved her most sincerely. I kissed her o'er and o'er again among the rigs of barley. Corn rigs and barley rigs and corn rigs are bonny. I'll not forget that happy night among the rigs with Annie. It was upon a Lammas night when corn rigs are bonny. Beneath the moon's unclouded light, I held a while to Annie. The time went by with careless heed, between the late and early. With small persuasion she agreed to see me through the barley. Corn rigs and barley rigs and corn rigs are bonny. I'll not forget that happy night among the rigs with Annie.
Norman Blake and corn rigs there, and would you believe that was written by Robbie Burns? So there you go, you learn something in the BeatRoom every week. Sadly, that is just about all we have time for this week. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks to Norman and Finlay there, and to the rest of our vast cast list this evening. To Norman and Finlay, Mark Jardine, Douglas T. Stewart, and Mischief La Ba, alias Emmanuel Percy, Mark McLachlan, and of course Vic Goddard. And there is just time, just a few more minutes, for one more number from Vic Goddard. So please, for the last time, give it up for Vic Goddard.
You can see in her eyes, 'cause there's no disguise for the truth if she wants to flirt with another deity, as you wish for weeks, despite thy survey, your heart's delight as you wish. Kiss eyes devour your favorite bait. You better stop that girl. She's sending for the one you love. Stop that girl. She's heading for the one you love. Stop that girl. As you wish for 1 week's respite, I survey your heart's delight as you wish for one final kiss. I devour your favorite.